Shalom, my friends. Welcome to this week's newscast. You know, it seems that Wednesday, February 18th, is the day when pretty much everything happened last week. Standing on the brink of an all-out conflict with Hezbollah, in retaliation for an attack which I reported to you last week on a military convoy that killed 2 soldiers and injured 7 others, Israel launched air and ground strikes against the Lebanese Shia group targets in Lebanon. This was the first Israeli strike against Lebanon since 2006. Also on Wednesday, ISIS militants burned 45 people to death in the western Iraqi town of al-Baghdadi, and that is northwest of Baghdad. This demon-possessed satanic army is now growing and moving with a volcanic vengeance, my friends. ISIS terrorist promotion videos are becoming more profane with each act, but their primary audience is not foreign governments. ISIS is recruiting Sunni tribesmen and foreign fighters faster than coalition airstrikes can deplete its forces. A Palestinian man conducted a terror attack, stabbing commuters on a Tel Aviv bus during rush hour in Tel Aviv Wednesday morning, and injured some 17 people. Again on Wednesday, the Times of Israel reported that the U.S. consulate in Jerusalem is training a force of 35 Palestinians from East Jerusalem to serve as armed guards, particularly for consular trips to the West Bank's Area A, which is off limits to Israelis. Israeli guards at the consulate alleged that the Palestinians were being trained with firearms in Jericho at a Palestinian preventative security base and in the United States. Now, according to our beloved Elohim, Jerusalem is the eternal capital city of Israel. So why does the Obama administration refer to its consulate there as the Embassy of the United States of America in Palestine? And why is the Obama administration arming Palestinians in violation of a long-standing agreement with Israel to not do just that? Things are going haywire, my friends. Once again, publishing giant HarperCollins has produced a world atlas and has removed Israel's existence from it completely. Israel is nowhere to be seen on the map, which is purchased by English-speaking schools, while Gaza and Jordan are clearly marked. By removing the name of Israel from their atlas, HarperCollins boldly declares their belief that Israel does not have the right to exist, and that they agree that Israel should be literally wiped off the map, as Iran constantly reaffirms. Removing Israel from the map is more than just anti-Semitism, my friends. It is also an act of pure terrorism. And by the way, HarperCollins also publishes the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey. Now, isn't that interesting? Talk about your amazing coincidences, right? By the way, as any Jew will tell you, coincidence is not a kosher word. Turning to Hamas. Hamas is a member of the Palestinian Unity Government, and the Palestinian Authority signed the United Nations Protocol to the Convention on the Rights of the Child on the Involvement of Children in Armed Conflict, OPAC, which prohibits soldiers under the age of 18. However, They have signed many other agreements and have not honored any of them. They don't have money to furnish housing for their people, but they seem to have plenty of money to finance these camps for their children to learn how to kill Jews. Hamas has a hate camp established in Palestine where they are training 17,000 teens, and with a Boy Scout type of motto. But instead of always be prepared, it's more like always kill a Jew. This Hamas version of the Boy Scouts dresses these children in military uniforms, preaches sermons of hate for Israel and the love of death, and teaches them the skills they will need to lead them there, like using assault weapons. And only a few worried families are all that remain of Yemen's ancient Jewish community, and they too may soon flee after the Houthi Shiite Muslim militia seized power this month, whose motto is, "Death to America, death to Israel, curse the Jews, victory to Islam." Last week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, "The Middle East is disintegrating. States are collapsing. An empire is charging into this vacuum. Iran. It is trying to encircle us with 3 murderous arms, one in Lebanon, one in Gaza, and a new one in the Golan. It vows openly to destroy the state of Israel in one way or another. Joining it are the forces of extremist Islam who are breaking through every crack in the Middle East and bringing their murderous acts to the entire world." Close quote. The fact is, Hezbollah and senior Iranian Revolutionary Guard officials have decided recently to turn the Golan Heights into an active conflict zone with Israel, and they have made extensive headway in their preparations to realize their intentions. Further, Libya is providing a perfect opportunity for ISIS to establish a strategic foothold closer to European shores. Extremists have taken control of 2 Libyan cities on the coast, moved toward oil facilities, are slowly infiltrating Tripoli and Benghazi, and have siphoned off young recruits from rival militant groups linked to Al-Qaeda. And in some places, they have taken over training camps, mosques, and media networks. If you recall my report last week, the threat of ISIS in Libya hit home with their video addressed to the nation signed with the blood of the cross, and the warning, quote, "We are south of Rome." Libya is just 300 miles from Sicily. And just over 2 weeks ago, a delegation of Muslim Brotherhood members met with officials at the U.S. State Department. Let's not forget that Obama has a good number of Muslim Brotherhood members working with him in the White House. Well, the Egyptian regime, outraged by the visit, accused the U.S. administration of not respecting Egyptian law, which defines the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization, not to mention how it ignores the will of the Egyptian people. Things are getting pretty crazy over there, my friends. Coming soon, we have a total solar eclipse, which most importantly will be seen from Israel, occurring on March 20th. And a total lunar eclipse, the 3rd blood moon of the 2014 and 15 tetrad. That will occur this April 15th. The Shemitah year will be closing in the fall, a time of judgment for all who have been going against the will of Elohim, as a new 7-year Shemitah cycle will concurrently begin. And that is the newscast for this week. Stay safe, and Abba willing, I'll see you here again next week. Until then, shalom, my friends.
Crowded rooms, I need more space than I consume. Enough is time alone with you, underneath a naked moon, sharing confidential moods and making chatter. Mockingbird nocturnal sings notations of eternal things, entering the quantum breeze, flying not for want of wings. He lights his gaze on you and me, simply because we matter.